What's up? It's AK Babyface. Subscribe to Supporting Icons for the latest boxing news.
Right, May the 18th is the date that Deontay Wilder has said that he wants to be out, whether that be in New York at the Barclays Center or over in Las Vegas remains to be seen. But what we do know as of right now, with Tyson Fury pulling out of the rematch, is that Deontay Wilder has no opponent lined up. He put all his eggs in one basket with Tyson Fury, thinking that him and Tyson Fury were going to hold up the heavyweight division for quite some time. But it seems to have backfired on him, and now he's going to have to go back down fighting opponents that are not going to be on pay-per-view. Wilder wants to be on pay-per-view, and this will show, his very next fight will show that he's not a pay-per-view fighter. His next fight will not be on pay-per-view. You can pretty much guarantee it. That's why I've always said he's not a pay-per-view fighter. He was only on pay-per-view because of the name Tyson Fury. Now, the favourite for him to be fighting next will be Dominic Breazeale. He is the official WBC mandatory. He's ranked number 4 in the WBC, and it was one hell of a ball drop by the WBC to put Dominic Breazeale in as the mandatory for a final eliminator against Eric Molina, which was a ridiculous thing that the WBC did. But this is the land where we currently stand on. Okay, that Dominic Breazeale is the mandatory. So the WBC may force Deontay Wilder into fighting Dominic Breazeale. Maybe Wilder will give Breazeale a voluntary anyway. We don't know. But this does leave Dillian Whyte out in the cold as such. Okay, because the WBC ordered Breazeale versus Dillian Whyte for the final eliminator to become the mandatory to fight the winner of Wilder versus Fury. Now that fight is going to happen. Where does this leave Dillian Whyte? Potentially, maybe Tyson Fury, maybe. But Tyson Fury, going by the WBC statement, they're saying that he wants to have like somewhat of a tune-up fight and then go fight Wilder towards the end of the year, which is a bit of a risk anyway in itself, because is Wilder going to give Tyson Fury a rematch? Probably not, to be honest. I mean, look what Tyson Fury done to Deontay Wilder when he wasn't even match fair. Imagine a fit Tyson Fury. Listen, I'm not happy that Tyson Fury's pulled out at all. In fact, I'm very upset about it. Especially as only 2 days ago, he was saying how he wants Deontay Wilder. He's a dosser and he's useless, and I want to get that WBC belt and then give Dillian Whyte a first shot. Clearly, it was all hot air. Obviously, it was, which I'm very, very upset about. But regardless, Dillian Whyte versus Tyson Fury, I don't think that's going to happen. I think Tyson Fury will go fight a Oscar Rivas or something like that. But we'll have to wait and see. Dillian Whyte is, I mean, I used the word left out in the cold. It's not really true. But I'm saying that because Dillian Whyte, he gave 3 names of what he wants next. Dominic Breazeale was his first choice because of the mandatory situation. It gets him a guaranteed world title shot if he beats Dominic Breazeale for the WBC. That's the route that he's been going down for the last 2 or 3 years. So that's what he wanted to finish up with. Get the WBC belt, then go have undisputed against Joshua. It's a great plan if it all works out. But with Dominic Breazeale looking like he's probably going to be the favourite to take on Deontay Wilder, Dillian Whyte, his next one was Alexander Povetkin. Alexander Povetkin looks like he's going to be taking on Alexander Usyk in Chicago or New York. So Povetkin looks like he's not an option unless it's not officially signed yet. The other one was Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz is about to fight Christian Hammer. So again, Luis Ortiz is out of the picture. But there again, I suppose it depends on when it is that Dillian Whyte plans to be out. If he's going to be out in June, July time, then maybe Luis Ortiz could still be the option. Could be. But for now, I mean, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. For now, it's about who is it that Deontay Wilder is going to take on. It looks like it could well be Dominic Breazeale. But if it's not, and the WBC say, no, Breazeale, you are still going to be fighting Dillian Whyte, then who else is it that Deontay Wilder is going to fight? As I said, it will not be pay-per-view. Luis Ortiz already has a fight. I mean, he may cancel that fight with Christian Hammer for a rematch with Wilder for the title. Yeah, he could do that, maybe. But unlikely that that's going to happen. Probably Adam Kownacki, undefeated Polish-American. He could be the option because Wilder has spoken about him before. They're both PBC fighters. It should be a pretty easy fight to make. Kownacki would love Deontay Wilder next. Kownacki has fought 2 of Deontay Wilder's former opponents and blasted them out in half the time, Gerald Washington and Arthur Spilka. So it's a decent one, and I wouldn't write off Adam Kownacki in this fight if it does happen. But outside of that, there's not much that Deontay Wilder could really do. He could go back to his usual cherry-picking ways. Yeah, that's a very good possibility. Maybe, he does have to fight a top 15, so maybe he could fight a Charles Mine. Personally, I would love it to be Joseph Parker, but again, I don't think he's going to do that. I think it's too risky. I think that he's probably going to end up fighting, if it's not Kownacki and Breazeale, then I don't know, maybe Charles Martin. I think that's the kind of opponent that Deontay Wilder would do. Or he'll try and get Bermane Stiverne re-ranked again, because the WBC and the PBC of Al Heyman do have very good a relationship. So whoever it is that Wilder wants to fight, they will rank without any kind of issues. Okay, so maybe. You just never know. But for now, I think it's going to be Dominic Breazeale. I think he will be the next opponent of Deontay Wilder. It's an interesting fight in some ways because of the historical beef that these guys had, 14, 15 months ago? Or maybe a little bit longer than that now, actually, in Alabama, where Dominic Breazeale took on Izzy Ugonu on the undercard of Wilder versus Washington. And because Dominic Breazeale was cheering on Washington, because he knows him, he's his friend, Deontay Wilder's brother, Marcellus, bring on the Gimp Wilder, got offended by that, started having a go at Dominic Breazeale. These guys get into a bit of an argument. He goes back to the hotel, and then Marcellus, Deontay Wilder, and a whole bunch of other cowardly goons jumped on Dominic Breazeale and started taking pot shots at him in front of Dominic Breazeale's children and wife. So Dominic Breazeale wants to get revenge for that on Deontay Wilder, and I don't blame him. Problem is that Dominic Breazeale, he's as slow as Joe Joyce, but he hits very, very hard, and he's quite durable. But he is there to be hit as well, so you certainly have to favour Deontay Wilder in that one. But we do know Wilder doesn't like on the whiskers. If Dominic Breazeale connects with Wilder, it could well be good night. And I know a lot of people are actually picking Dominic Breazeale to beat Wilder. But anyway, we'll have to wait and see. For me, I think that it'll be Dominic Breazeale next. That's my honest opinion. If not, then Adam Kownacki. Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, and of course subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.